So welcome back to the channel. It's the 6th of May 2017. It's Guineas Day at Newmarket. We're more interested in two races at Doncaster this evening. First of all, the 5:15 race at Doncaster, 6 furlong handicap, and you can see we've set up a few positions on Munfallet. I'll just put that one in at 46 for now. Syrian Pearl, My Name is Rio, and Kenny the Captain. Now these are not necessarily horses that I think will win the race, but I think these are horses that could trade well, and we could build up a bit of either potential profit or hedging before the race starts. So these are the four that we're interested in. We're quite a way off post time on that one, and unless we get some really out of the ordinary prices, then we're going to just follow the market through to about 1.5 hours before the race and start trading. Now on the second race, you can see we've already put some trades in, and this is because I think we've got a decent price on Steel Train, and we'll put the form up in a minute. We'll put the race analysis sheets up, you can have a look at that. And this horse ran quite well at Doncaster, only beaten less than 3 lengths by the winner. So let's have a look at the form on the horse. So this is the form of Steel Train, and you can see we're basing this run on May the 6th, comparing that to the run at Doncaster on April the 1st in the Lincoln. That was over 8 furlongs, but you can see from previous form that it's been quite reliable over 7 furlongs, and we'll go into the other runs in a little while. So the class of the race was 101 and now down to 91, so it certainly got the class to be competitive, and also the ratings just gone down that £1. So if we compare it to this one, the horse must have a reasonable chance. The going is okay. If we compare it to Doncaster here, good to firm was no problem to it, 7 furlongs was no problem. But if we compare it to this race on November the 5th, then we can see the class of the race has gone up by 5, and it's also gone up £11 in weight. So if we didn't have this run at Doncaster, we would possibly say that the horse is a little bit outclassed here. So we are taking a little bit on trust that the form at Doncaster is going to hold up. We can also note that the horse has thrown in some bad performances on the September the 10th at Chester here over 7.5 furlongs, beaten 30 lengths, finished 10 of 10, and also going back to Ripon and Haydock Park and also Catterick. So it seems to be a bit of an inconsistent performer, and it wouldn't be any surprise if it didn't run up to form today. But the price is sufficient for us to take that chance. So that's the form of Steel Train. Like we say, we are basing it on this run at Doncaster. We have got a reasonable price, but the horse can throw in the odd unreliable performance. And if you go back even to 4-year-old days, you can see there again good performances dispersed with runs where the horse really should have done a little bit better. So this is the race analysis sheet. You can see all the details of the race, the runners, and then we've got this analysis over here. You can have a look at the form for Steel Train. You can go back and have a look at that if you want. We've put this in yellow for recent form because of the reasons suggested otherwise, that the form is not consistent with this horse. So we put a question mark in there on recent form, and if this is the main part here that we need to look at. So the betting forecast was 8.0, bookmaker best price this morning 8.5, and we're actually getting prices now up towards 17. So I'm quite happy to have a look at that trading position, and we'll go to the trading summary in a moment. And similarly, Bertie Whittle, betting forecast 13, bookmaker price 17, now the price is getting up towards 30. And Russian Realm, another one where the bookmaker price this morning was 16, price getting up towards the 30 mark. So those are the three standouts in terms of the drift on the race. And over here we'll look at the single trade, Steel Train. We're looking to get the price of 17, round about that mark, and then we're trying to lay off before the race. So if you can get 14.5, that's good. If you have to lay off at 15, 15.5, then do so before the race. You don't really want to take it in running at this figure because of the inconsistency of this horse. So sometimes you would want maybe, or be happy to go in running if that was your pre-planned idea with a front runner and you can get a lower price. But Steel Train is inconsistent, so we want to get this bet at 17 and the lay round about 14.5, 15, something like that. The multiple trades, we've got Bertie Whittle looking at 44 to start trading on that, and also Russian Realm 44. Now we'll say a little bit about risk on here, and we're going to develop this race analysis sheet to include low, medium and high risk positions in the future. But we'll have a look at this. Bertie Whittle, you can trade these positions mid-afternoon, 2 hours, hour and a half before the race. Once the race gets closer, if you start trading these positions, they become high risk. So these are okay to trade mid-afternoon or well before the race. As you get closer to the race, last 5 minutes, 10 minutes, then these positions become high risk, and you want to maybe start trading at the higher levels if the market's pushing up that way. Russian Realm similarly, 44 to start with. Again, these type of prices you want to be taking 2 hours before, and then if the market pushes up, the risk starts coming in at these prices, and you might want to take these higher ones. So that's a quick summary of the race analysis sheet. We are developing this all the time, and we are going to be included in the race analysis sheet over the next few videos the running style. So we're going to put in the running style for these horses, and that's going to be held up at the rear, held up towards the back, mid position, prominent or close to the leaders, and the front runner. And we're going to do that for the last 8 races of the horse. So you'll be able to see at a glance the kind of style that this horse is running in. But that's something for the future. We are developing these quite drastically as we go through the season. So that's the position. These are a summary of the trades that we want to do, and then we've got the race summary. Again, we're going to be putting a little bit more detail in the race summary over the next few videos. So that's a quick look at the race analysis sheet. So this is the position we're in with Steel Train. It's one of the top weights, got decent form in the Doncaster of we've seen, and we've got this first trade in at 17 for £24, and that's a significant amount. So we can put the bet down here, we can put this marker in at 14.5, and if we trade out there at 14.5, you can see we'll have a potential profit of 60, and if we trade it out at that stage, we'd get a profit above £4 on the race. But we could get potential for it going down a bit further as the race gets closer. And we're putting in this second bit of money here at 17.5, so we could see a few more trades on this particular horse as the price moves up, but it's unlikely to move in the short term because of this block here at 18. So you can actually use somebody else's block to make good trades on a particular horse in the race. So we can leave that on the back burner for now. We've got this race here at Doncaster, the 5:15, and we've got these prices in. Certainly Kenny the Captain 70 should go a bit higher. My name is Rio. I'd be quite happy with starting off at 34 possibly on that one. Syrian Pearl, again likewise, we need to be looking at getting into the market round about this price, maybe a slightly higher. And Munfallet doesn't seem to have any money or any strength behind it on this side, so we could get any kind of price on this one presently. Now the others are a bit short in the market, and I'll let you look at the prices again on the ones below. B52 48, not really value because it's 50 to 1 with the bookmakers. Some of the other ones have decent form. So Jay Walker, for example, has recent form. Handsome Jude has recent form, but these are pretty short in the market for trading. So we're going to concentrate on the 4 that we've put up here. Kenny the Captain, slightly, a little bit outclassed. My Name is Rio, certainly okay in this grade. Munfallet and Syrian Pearl, with an eye on Steel Train as well. See what we can do with that one. Now the interesting horse here as well in this race is Bertie Whittle, and you can see we've put a marker in there at 34. Not in great form at the moment, but I think this is more the style of the horse is running. So Bertie Whittle, if you look at the form, and we'll put that up again in a minute, then you can see that it tends to run better on these galloping tracks where it can build momentum, and it's not really suited to the sharpest tracks where it has to quicken. It's more of a galloping horse that actually builds momentum through a race. So this is more its style of race, and it's got decent form in the back end, and I think the price is going out now to a price where we can reasonably look to start trading on this one. So that's the overall picture of these races. We've got 4 up here that we're looking to trade. Steel Train, we're using the block here at 18 for our own gains, and Bertie Whittle, the style of running is better on the Doncaster, so we might be able to get a few trades on that one as well. So let's come back a little bit later and see how we get on with these particular trades. So the final one we're going to look at today is Bertie Whittle form, and we're just going to have a look at the different tracks that it's been running on. And as an 8-year-old, you can see pretty consistent, not beaten far in many of its races. Running in races where there's quite a few runners seems to bring out the best of it as well. But we look at the tracks here: Newmarket, Galloping, Haydock got a long run in, Newmarket, Doncaster again another 4 furlong run in, Leicester quite a stiff challenging track. Chester is a tight track, so it doesn't run on these tracks all that often, but did quite well in that race on September the 9th, but mostly on these tracks where it's quite flat and long run-ins seem to bring out the best. York another one with a 4 furlong run in, and Doncaster. So this race here on April the 15th is going against these other ones, apart from the Chester run where the run-in is quite long and the horse can get up a decent gallop. And if we go back to its 7-year-old form again, we've got York here where it won, and Doncaster where it ran well as well. So Musselburgh is quite a tight track, right-handed tight track, so I'm willing to overlook that because I don't think the track really suited it on that day, and it may well needed the race. So we've got down to this race here on May the 6th, and the race rating is 91, and also the official rating is 91, and we compare that to Doncaster here on November the 5th. You're more or less looking at an identical race. Ground is same, so is the distance. Up just 1 in the official ratings, down 1 in class, 182. So based on this form here on November the 5th, you could expect it to run a little bit better today at Doncaster. So that's a quick summary of Bertie Whittle. That's why we're interested in that horse, and certainly one to keep an eye on in the future. You'll notice now that we've got this block here on Bertie Whittle at 32, and I'm not going to do the same as I am with Steel Train, simply because the form of Bertie Whittle is not as good going into the race as Steel Train. That one's got recent form. Bertie Whittle hasn't got recent form this season, beaten at Musselburgh last time out, and the market doesn't tend to like these horses that aren't in form. So Bertie Whittle, although we've got this block, I'm reluctant to play on this same kind of method that we've got going over here, simply because I think the price is going to go a little bit higher. I don't think the price is going to go much higher with Steel Train. So that's the difference between the two. Sometimes you can use the block if everything else is in your favour, and certainly not with Bertie Whittle. The block's there, but I'm certainly hoping that the price is going to be a bit higher in the next hour, hour and a half, 2 hours. And I also want to compare the block that we see on Steel Train with the money that we've got on Twin Appeal here. So you can see we've got a price of 200 or money at £213 at a price of 7.0, and that's the big difference to the one we're seeing here. First of all, on this kind of price 7.0, you'd expect a little bit more liquidity because the price is lower down in the market and people are more inclined to want to bet this type of horse. Might have better form, might not, but the census of opinion is this is a 6 to 1 chance, where the census of opinion is that Steel Train is trading at 17. So you'd expect to see a bit more flexibility and more liquidity on this one as opposed to this one. This one more flexibility, this one more liquidity in the market. So this 213, although it is a nice block there, I wouldn't necessarily be looking to play off that. And also if you look at the graph on the right, then you can see that it's not really drifting, and it's put in place at 7, and the price has actually been higher than that in the past. So we're looking for this type of position. This one here with the block, the form doesn't add up because it's not recent form, and the price could go higher. Twin Appeal, more liquidity at that kind of price, so this is not really a standout in the market, and also the graph tells you that this is just a normal price for this particular horse. Another one that is becoming of interest is Russian Realm, and that one has form, but only going back to Goodwood last season, right at the beginning of the season. Then after that its form kind of dipped away, apart from one average run. But the price on this one is a little bit lower than I would want. You can see the price there at about 25, and let's examine this again. So we've got this price here. I would ignore these early skirmishes. These are just when there's no money in the market. It might even be for a couple of pounds, doesn't really mean anything. And then we get into this bracket here where you've got a low of 20, so I'd certainly want the price to be a lot higher than it is at 28. We're talking more up towards 42, 44, 46 even, maybe up to 50, 60. We'll have to see the strength of the market, but I'm certainly not going to play at this price, but I'm keeping it in mind, and I'm going to put a target price in there of 44. Not necessarily to play on it, but just to keep my eye on it, make sure the price doesn't get away and we miss out on the trades. The others are fairly small. These are certainly the fancied horses here, and then we've got these. Orawa came in from price in the morning, and that's probably the reason that Steel Train has been pushed out to 17.5. So we said it before in videos, a price can come in the morning and push out one of the more fancied horses to a unrealistic price, and then you can cash in on these type of bets. You can see that I've got the ones that I'm interested in grouped together in the middle. I don't want them out on a limb here, I might forget about them. I want them directly in front of me so that I can keep an eye and see what they're doing. Bertie Whittle, I'm going to put that in again, another target price in at 34. You can see the last target price was 34 and that got taken, but we've got this big block of money here at 32, so I want to know when it's gone past that stage, and then we can see a climb, if possible, towards 2 hours before the race, something like that. But once that block goes, then the price might go up. So I want to know, I'm putting in this because I want to know when this block has been removed and if the price is then being forced up. I've put the 2000 guineas market up just to show you the difference between these markets, which I find are a lot better to trade on, and the Group 1s where there's plenty of money knocking about. Let's have a look at the graphs on these first. Churchill the favourite, and you can see just bobbing up and down between 2.3, 2.5, not really going anywhere. You're not going to get massive differences in that one. Barney Roy, again, once you get settled on a price, the money on each side becomes massive, and you're not going to get any trades on these because the price is just going to get stronger and stronger, and the market is going to keep in this particular pattern going up to 5.3, maybe 5.4, and coming back to 5.2. This one, Albuquerque, same kind of problem you've got there, not much flexibility. Eminent, another one, again not much flexibility, as is Dream Castle. And then you go to the outsiders. Once this is settled into a price, you've again got high liquidity on the right and the left, and you have to go to the big outsiders for your flexibility, and that is only when the market first opened up. You can see when the first few trades came in, there was a big surge in difference, and now that it's settled into this price, again you've got this bottleneck here at 55 and 50. And same with Spirit of Valor, you've got this big plunge going on, but these are bigger prices, and you're only going to get flexibility on the big outsiders, certainly above 60. Top score, you're going to get flexibility because you've got very little in terms of people wanting to back the horse. And there you have the graph drifting out, but it's a massive outsider, doesn't look like it's got any chance whatsoever, so you wouldn't want to trade it anyway because you've got to at least have some sort of a chance. So if you compare that race to the one we've got over here with Steel Train and that kind of graph, and also some of these outsiders here, Syrian Pearl, Munfallet, you've got big flexibility in the price. So I'm going to get rid of that. That just shows you why we're not betting on the Group 1 races. It's a great race, of course it is, but in terms of trading, it's not viable. So I'm going to get rid of that. and we'll concentrate back on what we know, what we're interested in, and hopefully we'll get some more action a little bit later. So you can see a little bit of money coming in now at 16.5. We're in a hedged profit. We're not going to take that obviously because we've got this target here at 14.5, and I think that should go down to that price. Russian Realm is on the way up, going up from sharply from 26 to 36, and I think that will continue to drift outwards, and we should be able to see the price of 44 taken, and then we'll take it from there. There doesn't seem to be much money after the 44, so if the market forces is upwards, then we'll let that price increase a bit more. Price going up on Monfallet, that's been as high as 48, but that's only for pennies, not even £2 taken. 46 is still a reasonable target to start looking at that one. Syrian Pearl, just slightly out of its class, but drifting from a very low figure. Not sure that low figure is an accurate price. Like we said before, sometimes you get these inaccurate prices when trade first opens, and I think that possibly could also trade a little bit higher. My name is Rio is steadied off at 25. We're looking for a much bigger price on that one, and Kenny the Captain also looking for a much bigger price on that one, and that one could even go above 100 in the trading market just before the race. But we'll keep an eye on that one. We'll keep an eye on these other three as well. And Steel Train, that one we're hoping to get down to 14.5. Truth or Dare is also starting to drift. Still a bit low for us to get involved just yet, and the other one's holding up quite well. Certainly the favourites are strong in that particular market. And you can now see we've come down to that figure of 14.5. I'm just going to check what's underneath here, and you can see that the big price here at 14.5, but I do have £32 to get rid of, so I am going to get rid of that at 14. And I'm going to lock in
matched
the profit there. I'll just get rid of the rest, 71 pence, just tidy that up.
Fully matched.
And the 20.
Fully matched.
And just tidy that up for my OCD purposes.
Fully matched.
And there's the completed lay on it. So we did take advantage of that big block here. The market was always going to push down after that. We've got some money traded at 17.5. The market went down to our target price. In fact, it went below that, went down to 14. So we've laid that off, and now we've got this profit in the market, or potential profit in the market of £99.75. And we can lay that, hedge that money in the market, £6.87. We can partly hedge it, and we can leave some money in to see if Steel Train actually wins the race. So let's just have a look at what we would be left if we hedged £5 into this particular price. And that would give us more or less a profit of about £4.75 after commission, and £38 if Steel Train won the race. So I'm quite happy with that. Let's put that in at 14. Let's just see what happens with this price here. If we can get it down to 14, that would be better. If not, we'll take the 14.5. I think we're going to take the 14.5. Let's not be greedy.
Fully
we've taken
matched.
that, and we've locked in that profit. We've got £4.75 now, whatever wins the race, and we've got £35.63 going on to Steel Train. And we can always hedge that again in the market. So, for example, if we go down here and we can look at £10 on in running at 3, then we would win £16 or £14 in the race. So we're going to do that for later on. We're not going to put it in yet. We may get some more trades on that, but that's what we're going to do. So we've guaranteed a profit of £4.75. We've got £35.63 that we can play with Steel Train. If we play in running, we can get a profit on the race of just over £14. So what we need to do now is to concentrate on this race here, and these prices are a little bit shorter than what we expected. We put that in at 46, that one in at 46, and my name is Rio also. Kenny the Captain at 90. That was trading at 50 this morning. My name is Rio22, Syrian Pearl 25, and Munfala also 25. So you see the prices are bang on what the bookmaker expected, and that's unusual that these prices have gone down to, even in fact, below what the bookmaker has suggested. And B52 also, that was trading at 50 this morning with the bookmakers, and that's now 42. So that is quite an unusual set of circumstances, and it does seem like we're a long way off the 46 that we've put in. Obviously this is one set of trading. People trade in different ways. People can be aggressive traders, or they like low risk. The strategy that is in at the moment is more a medium to low risk strategy. So if we were playing for higher risk, then obviously we'd put that price in lower down. So depending on the way you want to trade, then obviously you can, trade how you want to, as long as you're not putting in massive amounts to start with, and you build up your confidence, build up your experience. Obviously if you're playing with profit that you've made, then you can be a little bit more aggressive on the market. So maybe we are edging on the side of caution with these prices. These are, like I say, medium to low risk. That's probably a low risk price, and we could move it down a little bit. So we'll see what happens. We'll keep it in for this race. We'll keep the low risk strategy in place for this race, and then maybe over the next few videos we'll look at a more aggressive style of betting. So people, like I said, people are different. They bet in different ways. What suits one person might not suit another. So if you're either an aggressive trader or a low risk, we tend to be somewhere in the middle. We don't tend to be overly aggressive. We tend to be middle of the range. Sometimes if we are feeling a little bit confident, if we've got more profit in the bank, then we'll touch on the side of that aggressive stance in the market, but we don't go overly aggressive. Okay, we're in the side of the final 5 minutes. We're just going to leave it for another couple of minutes, see if we can get a trade on some of these horses. Syrian Pearl has gone up to 32. Kenny the Captain is on 55. A bit of money at 55 for that one, and a bit of money at 32 for Syrian Pearl now. So the prices that we suggested earlier haven't come to fruition yet. There is a little bit of time left. See if we can get one trade before that 3-minute marker. Looks like the other ones are not going to get anywhere near. Munfal at 21, and also My Name is Rio at 24. Let's just watch these two here. Syrian Pearl going up to 36, 38. So there is a bit of a drift on that one, and also Kenny the Captain is drifting. We're only going to play for £5 stakes on this one because we're getting closer to post time now. So let's just watch these two, see if we can get up to the prices that we suggested. We're getting a bit too close to post time now to start playing on these markets. Like I said, these are low risk strategies. The Syrian Pearl one at 46 and Kenny the Captain at 90. We were hoping the market would have pushed up before now, but it hasn't done. So we're going to leave that race alone. We've still got this one here that we're going to see what happens with Steel Train. We might be able to get some trades on Bertie Whittle, and Russian Realm might also be a possibility. So you can see on these races now, the price that we suggested 90 was taken, but it was after the 3 minutes, so we didn't play on that. The price has come back into 75. Syrian Pearl just touched 46, but I think you could have got decent prices at 42, a little bit at 44, and again the price has come into 36, 34, but again that was after the 3 minute mark, so again we didn't play on that. We'll leave the race alone. Munfala was nowhere near the price we wanted. My Name is Rio likewise, and B52, obviously that's a plunge horse there at 30. So these were the two. The trades came a little bit too late, so we don't have any play on the race. It will be interesting to see what goes on during the race. We'll watch the in-play market. So we're not expecting these to win. We were just expecting to get to that price and then play in running, or in fact hedging out before the race started. So Kenny the Captain, Syrian Pearl, going out now. to 210, 250. Syrian Pearl 36. That was the hedge before the race. Play on those two. Let's have a look at the other ones. B52 running quite a decent race. My name is Rio out to 42. Foolad is trading at 5.0. Munfalak coming right in now to 16.0. Classic Seniority also coming in. Kenny the Captain is beaten. Foolad is just drifting out now. So the winner doesn't look like it's going to be on this page. It's one of the more fancied runners. Let's have a look at that when the race finishes. So let's have a look. And the winner was the Commendator. So not a fancied horse, and one that was pretty much unexposed, no real form next to its name. So that was a decent race. The trades were obviously for the hedging before the market, before the race, hedging the market before the race. So we haven't done anything like that. We haven't traded out on that, so we can forget that race. And we can move on to this one where we do have a play on Steel Train, and we're looking to also play on Bertie Whittle and Russian Realm, these two as big outsiders. So I'm just going to move that up to my eye line and see how we play this particular race. We are about 6 minutes away from post time. You can see the price on Steel Train went up to 17, 17.5, and now it's come right into 13.5. We didn't do the second trade because we've already done the trade on the race. Russian Realm is still closing in on this 44. The deal should have been done on Steel Train. It's been logged out by now. Profit logged in, or just leaving that price in running to win whatever profit you've made on there. And if you have a choice, you might want to be able to hedge out the market, but the choice is actually up to you. So there's different ways of playing it: in running, hedging, or leaving it in. It's entirely up to you which way you want to go. Russian Realm inside the final 5 minutes now. We need to be a bit careful. The price can move up quite rapidly. If it's not done by the 3 minute marker, then we need to be taking that out of the market.
I'm out of here, man.
And there goes the 5 minute siren. So the Steel Train bet should have been completed. You don't want to be putting any more bets in now at this stage. And we're just waiting another minute and a half to see if we can do anything with Russian Realm. And if not, we'll close the race down. So we're inside the final 3 minutes. Any bets you've got on, they should be out of the market. If you've got any lay bets, leave them in closer to post time, say a half a minute before post time. But on this occasion, we've got the trades out. We've got the hedge in the market. Now, I did say that the in-running price should be round about 8.4, 8.6, something like that. So we're going to put that in. We're going to see. We could put it a little bit lower, and I did suggest earlier on putting it in to win bigger amount, but I'm going to put it in at 8.4, but I'm going to reduce the stake to £4 because that wouldn't work at that stage. So this is the price we want to be putting it in, 8.2. I'm going to reduce that further to, no, I'll keep it at 4. I'm quite happy to do that. So 7.71 if Steel Train wins. That's the lowest figure, and if anything else wins, then we would win £8.53, providing Steel Train, of course, got down to 8.2 in running. And I'm going to put that in now. And then I'm going to right click that and in play keep. Now we could put it in at 8.4, 8.6, but like we said, your profit on that is being reduced a little bit. So I'm quite happy to put it in at 8.2. If it doesn't get to 8.2, no problem. But the correct play obviously was 8.4, 8.6, something like that. So obviously if you've got any bets in the market now, we should be coming out. That was the target price, 44. Price has gone up to, I think the high was 36, now moving up to 38, but once again it's gone up a bit too late for our liking. It has gone up to 44, but too late at this particular time. So we shouldn't be betting now, with just 55 seconds left. Past post time now. You needed to be setting up your in-running plays if you haven't already done so. Round about 30 seconds before the off, you needed to be putting in your bets. We put them in early because we knew what the position was. We weren't doing any late trading at this one, so we've put that in and we're just waiting for the race to start. So we've already won on the race. We've got the profit locked in. That's not a problem. Just see if we can win a little bit more if Steel Train does come down to this price in running. And the race is now off. So we've got some fancy prices already about Steel Train. That's obviously not one of the leaders. Just watching the prices. Get Knotted 8.2. Twin Appeal 6.2. Steel Train going out to 30. But we've seen it before from these positions. They can come in quite rapidly closer to the finish. So we're going to watch it anyway. We're not in any danger. We've already won on the race. There's no problem. Round about the halfway stage now. About 3 furlongs left. Steel Train going out 55, 60, 70. Going out to 80, up to 200. Oddwolf looks to be the one that's going to win the race, and that is just a bit dodgy now. 1.01 should do it. So Oddwolf has won the race, and Bertie Whittle was the non-runner obviously. So Steel Train was disappointing in running, but it didn't matter in the end because we have traded out. We've won on the race. We got the 17. We locked it off at, we got 16.65, locked that off at 13.5. But you should have got the 17 and locked that off at 14.5. Russian Realm did go out to 46, and again that one's run disappointingly. But it was too late to trade on that one. We were within the final few minutes. So that's the view on the Doncaster 650, the 7 furlong race. If you have enjoyed the video, then tune in next time. If you're interested in our services, we've got the bronze, silver and gold packages on stream, and we've got quite a few customers coming in presently. So if you do want to get involved, just have a look at the channel and get in touch. See you next time. So as stated on the video, the full racing packages are now available. Take your trading to another level. Professional advice and support, all our racing services are now available on the Exchange Trader channel. We have a range of packages to suit your needs, including bronze, silver and gold programs. We can also customize our range to suit your own needs and requirements. Benefits include full race form, race analysis sheets, ongoing support and help, and one-to-one feedback on your own trading performance. Click on the link under the video to access our full service playlist, or send an email to exchangetrader@btinternet.com for more information. Remember, places are limited on all packages, so act quickly to secure your place. A massive thanks to the customers already on side, as well as our growing list of subscribers and viewers.